odds and ends, including a bottle of Christian Brothers port signed by Brother Timothy. Parts of our cellar. These days we have 25,500 bottles in various locations, about half of it here, right here, and 4,247 labels, including the world's largest selection of Pacific Northwest wines.
Can you have enough?
Can you have enough? I don't think so, but our sommeliers sure do when they have to move it all around. So before dinner tonight, like every night, we'll have a wine cellar open house for about 30 minutes before the indoor garden tour takes place, which would be outdoors in the summer. A little history of the farm and how we evolved out in Falls City and how it burned down and how we moved here.
Would you be one of those people that say everything works out for the best in that instance?
But I think there's all kinds of potential bests that can work out too, and this was a really good one.
Okay.
So, I mean, you know, maybe you subscribe to the multiple universe theory, but every time you make a decision, it makes a new universe. But we're in a good one here.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, how much of your collection did you lose in that?
We lost only about a quarter of the collection because we were remodeling. We had done an autumn remodel to build a new kitchen and a chef's table and expand the restaurant. Part of that program was to build private dining in the cellar, which we hadn't finished at the time of the fire, so some of the wine was in storage, luckily.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of the things from the 70s, early 80s that would have been lost came into this cellar here.
Wow. How much of your time do you devote to compiling this? Like, say on a week basis, how much time do you devote to research of Northwest wine and world wine?
A day, maybe 8 hours a week. Not nearly enough. You have to subscribe to Wine Press Northwest to even have a hope of keeping up. Even then, it won't be good enough. Too much happening.
It is amazing. All these we're getting wines from all these places we'd never heard of before. Apparently people are still thinking that it's a growing market. It just astounds me.
Yeah, I'm still utterly amazed that essentially most of the wine made here or in the world eventually gets sold.
Mm-hmm. Now, Keith had mentioned that it must have been soon after he was brought on that the staff took a tour of Walla Walla.
Yeah, I made one of our annual field trips and 3-day, 2-night trip to the Walla Walla region.
You do that every year?
We try to do something like that every year. I don't know where we're going this year, whether it be the Canadian Okanagan or, Sonoma or someplace. I mean, Oregon has a lot of places to go to. I mean, Southern Oregon alone has some real interesting things, but since most of the staff hasn't really done the Northern Willamette Valley, that might be more productive for us.
Mm-hmm. So it's a weekend every year to one
Yeah,
region?
It's like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. Obviously, that pays huge benefits for your staff to know the wines.
Well, they certainly get to know each other's idiosyncrasies quickly. No, it's a lot of fun.
Sounds like a road trip for a sports team. Then
it's fun. It's really amazing. Walla Walla paid off for Keith immediately with cheese and some meat connections. We found some wines that we've been pouring recently, and we went with certain expectations and found other wines or wineries that exceeded them. There's some even secret things I shouldn't mention because it might not happen if the word got out, but anyway, it was great.
You got a pretty good relationship with David Ladd.
Oh, yeah. This is the Irish.
You've got it close to the door.
Yeah. That's the beast that put Oregon on the map.
Now, how long have you had this bottle?
Oh, a few years. It's, you know, you have to go down and fund David's retirement program.
He did sign it for you, though.
Yeah. And the color and fill looks really good still.
Now, how many people do you have on staff helping you in the cellar here?
On the wine staff?
Yeah.
Well, I guess nominally I'm the proverbial wine director. Then we have 3 sommeliers and a part-time sommelier that we bring in for really big events, as well as there are 2 or 3 people on the wait staff who could pass as sommeliers in normal restaurants because they've gone through the International Sommelier Guild, at least, you know, first level exam.
Who's of your current wine staff here? Who's been here the longest?
Longest these days, Tyson Pierce,
Okay.
from previously with the Heathman, who's
Right.
the wine director, and we have Lisa Rongron, who was the wine director at Ray's Boathouse, and Jake Kossoff, who was Cascadia and Campania wine director, and who's actually going crazy at the moment, studying because he's studying for the Master Sommelier exam in 10 days in Sonoma. And people always come in, you know, 1795, it couldn't be good, and actually, I've had 2 of these bottles. We had one for our Millennium dinner, and, all right, you're going to laugh, but it's the only thing I ever put in my mouth I drank or ate that caused me to see a color, and it was this pure focus chartreuse color. It was quite an experience.
Wow.
But I can't guarantee it's replicated if you to buy this bottle.
Yeah. Now, what's the price of that?
It's $8,000.
Okay.
It's not our most expensive bottle either. But actually, I mean, for a collection of this size, if you go through our list, with offering over 4,000 wines, the prices are actually reasonable and moderate, even though you'll see bottles that cost hundreds of dollars if you price them out elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's some good deals here. In fact, since we have the wine list online, a lot of people made a hobby of eating their sandwich at their desk at work and, you know, searching for really good deals, so they come strolling in and immediately order something that makes me go, oh my gosh, why didn't I raise the price? But that's part of the fun, folks.
Well, I have spent literally hours looking at your wine list every year. I enjoy, as soon as I get that, looking at that, because it's not just a wine list. I mean, you have a lot of history. It's valuable information there. And
so 347,000 keystrokes.
And you sell the wine list too, correct?
We do, but people seldom purchase it because, I mean, the cover costs $50 a piece, and the actual insides cost me personally $30 just to print each one, so it becomes pretty pricey.
Wow.